The broom stopped in mid-air. Dust slowly settled on the floor. For a moment, Mama Ephania thought she had heard wrong. "Mama," after sweeping, "wash the plates too." The voice was calm, not loud, not angry, just calm. Slowly, Mama Ephania turned toward the bedroom door. Standing there was Helma, her son's wife, one hand on her waist, phone in the other hand. Her face was blank, no respect, no fear. "And don't forget the pots," Helma added lazily. "I want everywhere clean." Then she turned and went back into the room. The door closed softly. Mama Ephania stood still in the middle of the living room. This was her house, her own house, yet she felt like a servant inside it. Her chest felt tight, her throat felt dry. Slowly, she bent down again and continued sweeping. Each movement felt heavier than the last. But Mama Ephania had not always been like this. Once upon a time, she was the woman everyone feared. In Umora compound, people knew her name without seeing her. You could hear her slippers first. Slap, slap, slap. Then her voice, loud, sharp, powerful. When Mama Ephania shouted, children ran inside, new brides lowered their eyes, neighbors avoided her doorway. She was a widow. Her husband died early and left her with only one son, Akena. She suffered to raise him. She worked in the sun, she carried loads on her head, she sold in the market, she denied herself food so he could eat, because of this. She believed something strongly. No woman can love my son more than me. That belief slowly became control, and that control became cruelty. 6 months later, Akena married again. Her name was Zainab. Zainab was different. She was confident, bold, not afraid. The first morning she greeted Mama standing. Mama frowned. "So you don't know how to kneel?" Zainab replied calmly. "Respect is in the heart, Mama." From that day, peace left the house. Mama locked the kitchen cupboard, controlled everything, complained to neighbors. Zainab endured for a while, but she was not weak. One morning, Mama packed her bags and threw them outside. "Leave my house," Mama said. Zainab looked at her quietly. "One day, Mama, you will meet someone like yourself." Then she left. That night, Mama smiled, but sleep did not come. The house felt empty again. Her son was getting older, neighbors were whispering. So Mama made a decision. "This time, I will choose the wife myself." Mama traveled to her village. She searched for a quiet girl, an obedient girl, a girl who would fear her. Then she found Helma. Helma knelt immediately when she saw her. "Good afternoon, Mama," soft voice, lowered eyes, respectful. Mama's heart jumped. "This one is perfect," she thought. Within months, Helma married Akena and moved into the house. At first, everything was peaceful. Helma woke early, cooked, cleaned, respected Mama. Mama was proud, you see? She told neighbors, "I know how to choose a good wife." Akena smiled again. Laughter returned to the house. Mama relaxed. She believed she had finally won, but slowly, things began to change. Very slowly. So slowly. Mama didn't notice at first. Helma started resting more, answering calls longer, responding slowly. Then one day, she spoke back, softly, but clearly, and that was the beginning. Mama did not know it yet. Life was preparing a mirror. The same pain she gave others was coming back to her. Mama Ephania finished sweeping and stood up slowly. From the bedroom, Helma's voice came again. "Mama, after sweeping, wash the plates." Mama swallowed. Her own house. Yet she felt like a stranger inside it. She carried the broom quietly, for the first time in her life. Mama Ephania felt afraid inside her own home, and this was only the beginning. At first, the changes in Helma were small, so small that Mama Ephania tried to ignore them. One evening, Mama sat in the living room and called softly, "Helma, where is my food?" From the bedroom, Helma replied, "I'm coming." She came, but very late. Mama frowned, but said nothing. Another day, Mama asked her to wash the plates. Helma sighed loudly before standing up. The sound was small, but sharp. Mama noticed. Still, She kept quiet. She is just adjusting, Mama told herself. But inside Helma's heart, something else was growing. Helma watched Mama carefully. She listened when Mama spoke about the past. That first wife was useless, Mama would say. The second one was stubborn. Helma nodded politely. But inside, she remembered everything. Before marriage, she had heard stories. Stories of Enkiru crying. Stories of Zainab leaving with pain. Stories of a house ruled by fear. Helma did not forget. At first she obeyed completely. She wanted Mama to trust her, and Mama did trust her. Mama relaxed. She began to speak freely. She believed she had finally won. But one evening, something changed. "Mama, where is my dinner?" Mama shouted from the living room. Helma walked out slowly. Her voice was calm, almost cold. "Food is in the kitchen. You can warm it." Silence filled the room. Mama sat up straight. Nobody had spoken to her like that before. She stared at Helma. Helma stared back calmly. Then she turned and walked away. That night, Mama did not sleep. But the next morning Helma returned to her soft voice. "Good morning, Mama. Forgive me. I was tired yesterday." Mama felt confused. Peace returned, but only for a short time. Helma began to change only when Ephania was not home. When he was around, she knelt. She smiled. She spoke gently, but when he left, her face changed. Her voice turned cold. One morning, Mama entered the kitchen. Helma was locking the cupboard. "I've already cooked," Helma said calmly. "Don't touch anything." Mama swallowed her anger. Another day, Mama tried to watch television. Helma came in and changed the channel. "I'm watching this," she said. "You can watch on your phone." Mama opened her mouth, then closed it. She remembered Enkiru's silence. She remembered Zainab's pain. Now, it was her turn. Hunger became Mama's daily companion. Some days Helma cooked very little. "Mama, you already ate," she would say. Other days she cooked nothing. "I thought you ate outside." Mama sat quietly. Her stomach hurt. Her pride burned. One afternoon she spoke softly. "My daughter, I'm hungry." Helma laughed lightly. "Mama, don't raise your voice. People will think you have started again." Mama froze. She understood. If she complained, Helma would cry. If Helma cried, Ephania would believe her. Mama had no proof, only pain. Slowly, Mama changed. The woman who once shouted every day stopped talking. She stopped sitting outside, stopped visiting neighbors, stopped controlling everything. She stayed inside her room. At night she whispered prayers through tears. "God, forgive me. God, help me. I didn't know it would feel like this." For the first time in her life, Mama Ephania felt powerless. She began to remember the women she hurt. She saw Enkiru crying. She saw Zainab leaving. For the first time, she saw herself clearly. Weeks passed. Ephania began to notice small things. One evening he saw his mother walking slowly across the compound. Her clothes looked loose. Her face looked tired. "Mama, are you okay?" he asked. "I'm fine, my son," she replied quickly, but her voice sounded weak. Helma entered with juice. "Baby, drink," she said sweetly. "Mama, do you want some?" Mama shook her head. "No, thank you." Ephania frowned. His mother never refused food before. Something was wrong. A few days later, Auntie Rose stopped Ephania near the gate. "My son," she said carefully, "don't be angry. But the way your wife talks to your mother when you're not around, it's not good." Ephania forced a small laugh. "Mama always complains." Auntie Rose shook her head. "This one is different." That night, Ephania could not sleep. He remembered small moments, the way Helma changed when he entered a room, the way his mother stayed quiet. Something was wrong. He needed to know the truth. One evening, Ephania came home earlier than usual. He parked quietly outside. He did not enter immediately. From inside the house, he heard voices, Helma's voice first. "Mama, I told you not to touch my food." Then his mother's voice, weak and shaking. "Please, I'm hungry." Helma replied coldly. If not for me, you would still be in the village suffering. Ekena's heart dropped. He pushed the door open. Helma turned quickly. Shock filled her face. Then she forced a smile. Baby, you're home early. Mama stood frozen. Ekena looked at both of them. What is going on? He asked quietly. Helma laughed nervously. Nothing serious. Mama is overreacting. Looked at her son with pleading eyes. Ekena took a deep breath. Helma, he said calmly, pack your things. Helma's smile disappeared. Baby, pack your things, he repeated. Silence. Then suddenly, Mama spoke. No, my son. Ekena turned in shock. Mama? She stepped forward slowly. Let me talk. She faced Helma. My daughter, Mama said softly, what you did to me was very painful. Helma broke down. She fell to her knees, crying. Mama, I didn't come here with love at first, she confessed. I came because I heard how you treated the other wives. Mama's eyes widened. I wanted you to feel what they felt, Helma continued. But I went too far, she turned to Ekena. Along the way, I fell in love with you. Truly. Silence filled the house. Mama wiped her tears. I was worse, she whispered. I planted this pain. Myself. Ekena sat down slowly. The truth was heavy. The pain in this house did not start today. It started years ago. That night. No one slept, but for the first time. Everyone told the truth, and that truth was the beginning of change. The house was silent that night. Not the angry silence of before, not the heavy silence filled with pride, but a quiet, honest silence. Truth had been spoken, and truth changes everything. Ekena sat on the wooden chair, his head in his hands. His mother had suffered. His wife had caused pain, but his mother had also caused pain before. This house was not broken in one day. It had been breaking slowly for years. Mama Ephania finally spoke. Her voice was soft, weak, but clear. My children, she said, today I have seen my life clearly. She looked at Helma. I hurt the first wife. I hurt the second one too. I thought I was protecting my son. I thought I was strong, but I was only planting pain. Tears ran down her face, and now, I have tasted the same pain. Helma cried harder. Mama, forgive me, she said. I came here with anger. I wanted revenge. I wanted you to feel what they felt. She wiped her face, but somewhere, I truly began to love this family, and still, I kept hurting you. Mama reached out slowly. Helma hesitated for a moment, then moved closer. Mama held her hands. My daughter, Mama whispered, pain must end somewhere. Let it end with us. Ekena looked at both of them, for the first time in years. He saw honesty in his home, no pretending, no acting, no hiding, just truth, and truth is the first step to healing. Morning came quietly, no shouting, no tension. Mama woke early and sat outside in the soft sunlight. Helma came out slowly. She knelt beside her. Good morning, Mama. Mama touched her head gently. Good morning, my daughter. They sat together in silence, not perfect, not fully healed, but trying, and trying is how healing begins. Days turned into weeks. Small changes began to appear. Helma cooked and called Mama first. Mama, food is ready. Mama thanked her quietly. Mama began speaking kindly again. She no longer shouted. One afternoon, Mama did something unexpected. She dressed simply and went out of the house. She walked slowly to a small compound nearby, Nkiru's house, her first daughter-in-law. She stood at the gate for a long time before knocking. Nkiru opened the door and froze. Mama Ephania lowered her head. I came to say sorry, she said softly. I hurt you deeply. Nkiru's eyes filled with tears. Some wounds take long to heal, but apologies opened doors. They stood there for a long moment. Not everything was fixed, but something important began. Closure. Back at home, Mama also spoke about Zainab. "I pray she is happy," Mama said one evening. "I pray she found peace." Helma listened quietly. She realized something important. Revenge does not heal the heart, it only spreads pain. Kindness heals faster. One evening, Akena sat with both women in the living room, for the first time in many years. He felt calm in his own home. "Thank you," he said softly. Mama smiled. "Families break," she said, "but families can also rebuild." Helma nodded. "Respect is not forced," she added. "It grows with love." They all laughed lightly, not a loud laugh, not a perfect laugh, but a real one. Months passed. The compound began to look different. Neighbors noticed. Mama Ephania, no longer shouted. She greeted people kindly. Helma walked beside her, not behind her, not above her. Beside her, they cooked together, talked together, sometimes even laughed about the past. The house that once held anger now held understanding, not because they forgot the pain, but because they chose to end it. One afternoon, Mama sat outside with a young bride from the neighborhood. "My daughter," Mama said gently, "power is not in controlling people. Power is in loving them well." The young bride listened carefully. Mama continued, "If you plant pain, pain will grow. If you plant kindness, kindness will return." Helma stood at the doorway and smiled. She had learned the same lesson, the hard way. But still, she learned. Years later, people in the village would say, "That house used to be full of fighting. Now it is full of peace." They didn't know every detail, but they saw the change. And that was enough. Sometimes life becomes a mirror. The pain we give to others may return to us one day, not to destroy us, but to teach us. Mama Ephania learned late. Helma learned in time and together. They chose to stop the cycle, because someone must be the one who ends the pain, not with revenge, but with forgiveness. Thank you for listening to this story. What lesson did you learn from it? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone who needs it today.